Hey y'all, welcome back to our channel, Jayron&Niara. This video is part 2 of our holiday video, which we released not too long ago, and I'm gonna tell y'all, Aaron and I have had very different holiday seasons this year. So without further ado, let's continue this experience. Good morning, it is Christmas Day. I am feeling a bit better than I was yesterday even, but still not 100%. I still get winded or have a hard time catching my breath when I move around a lot. So I'm not there yet, but my family has agreed to let me sit at the top of the stairs. The reason I came home was so that I could get hugs and give hugs and all of that jazz. That does make me sad, but it's still a good Christmas. I'm glad to be near them, closer to them than I was in Atlanta. So I'll be staying here again, like I said, for a bit, at least until my quarantine is over. So I'll celebrate New Year's here too.
So, Tema is known to be one of the few places in the greater Accra region of Ghana that has a large number of youth going into masquerading. So, a little background story. I was born in Tema and I lived in Tema for 18 years. Growing up, one of the things we anticipated when Christmas was approaching was the masquerade parade. That is where we see these masquerades on our streets with good live music, and these guys can dance. So some enter people's houses just to dance with the people in the house. Some also go to play with the kids. Sometimes they scare them a little bit, so it's more like our own version of Halloween. Some of the masks are funny, some are very scary. You see old and young people running to the streets just to watch them dance. Some dance along, and others also watch from their windows. The streets is never boring during that season. The street is never boring during that season. You hear good live music all the time from morning to evening, and actually in the evening there is a street carnival, where everyone gathers. All the groups will just meet at one point. Any other person can join, everyone can join, and we all dance.
This is the biggest carnival in Temple, Accra, Ghana. See for the heart of Temple. Here?
In 2008 and 2007, I was part of the masquerade parade. So there are different groups. There are different masquerade groups in Tema, and you can choose to join any of them. So I joined one of them, and I danced. I danced a little bit.
Right to the my brother. Right to the my brother. My brother.
Head to one park or like a stadium. these guys can really dance. Everyone gets to celebrate, you know. This is how we celebrate our Christmas in Ghana.
This street carnival for masquerade.
December 28th. I am finally allowed to come out of isolation, but I have to wear 2 masks, and I have to wash my hands, of course. But I can come out of this room and I can see my family and go to other parts of this house. COVID is really ramping up in the state of Maryland. It's ramping up everywhere, honestly. So we will not be leaving the house, really. But I can at least leave this room and not be isolated. So here we go. Okay, so I have to wear this N95. Hold on. Okay, this is a serious N95, so I had to have both my hands to put it on, but it goes over your head. See how it's like airtight? There's nothing coming out of there. My parents both work in hospitals, so they're able to get me an extra mask. I don't know where you find these elsewhere, but it's really tight. So I have to wear this, and then I have to wear this extra mask over top. So it's New Year's Eve.
You wanna know where I'm at? We outside!
I am out in an area in Baltimore called Fells Point. Fells Point is so cute. It's got lots of stores, it's got lots of restaurants, and they usually decorate with lots of pretty lights for the holidays. And there's a Christmas tree behind me. And then, let's see, right about there is a very fancy hotel called the Pendry. I believe it's 5-star. It is beautiful. I have not actually stayed there, but would love to at some point. And yeah, it's just really quiet out here, actually. It's not New Year's. Well, it's actually not 12 yet, so it's around 7-ish, 8-ish. So there aren't a lot of people out here. Also, COVID is definitely another factor, another reason why people aren't really out here. But it's an area that's like harbor adjacent, so there's the harbor just a few feet away from me. So actually I was here 2 years ago and they had fireworks and there were a ton of people out here and it was completely different. 2 years ago, that was 2019. I was here in 2019 and there were a ton of people out here. It is no longer that way, but I'm sure we'll get there again. And there's the hotel again, the 5-star hotel. It is on the water, so if you ever stay at the Pendry, this is Baltimore's harbor, or part of Baltimore's harbor. And then there are restaurants again on the water. This one right here is cool. I've eaten here. Tastes really good, and you can sit out front and just look out at the water. This is a huge tourist attraction. Whenever people come to Baltimore, they definitely... Oh, it's windy. Whenever people come to Baltimore, they come to the harbor for sure. And down that way is another part of the harbor that is really popular. There are lots of stores over there. It's like in that area. There's the aquarium, and what else is over there? Some other restaurants, just more tourist attractions, fun things to do. There's like a mini mall over there as well. And then here are some boats where people just sail. People own those, or I don't know if you can rent them. You might be able to rent them as well and just go out on the bay. So another thing, Fells Point has a very interesting historical significance to the US. This area is near Fort McHenry, which is, I believe, where our national anthem was written. But yeah, the area is pretty historical, which is probably why it has that kind of old America feel, aesthetically. Like the buildings, there are a lot of old pubs, which are kind of cute. Oh, this is so cute. Oh. Okay, that's it for me. I'm gonna go back in. I don't have anyone to meet here. I haven't made any plans with anyone today because I still need to be kind of quarantined. But thanks for coming along with me. That's Fells Point. If you want to see more of it, you have to come to Baltimore yourself. Check it out.